Hello, this is Matt on the MoonLambo channel, and Ripple is definitely impacting certain individuals' perception of XRP within the federal government, and certainly state and local municipalities. I'm sure many are being affected as well, but take a look at this headline from A&B Crypto. Ripple is shaping narratives of many hearings, says Manager of Government Relations. So I'm going to cover that. I've also got a fun community highlight I want to do. Just an XRP community member who has a blog on Coil, who wrote about yours truly and many others within the XRP community, but I want to highlight just a bit of that. And then I'll wrap up the video with an unrelated piece that I just found fascinating. It's from Cointelegraph. United States national debt hits $23 trillion with a T over $1 million per Bitcoin. Man, spendy shopping spree. That's, I'll take one of these and one of those. I'm the federal government. I can have what I want, and I'm going to print more money. I'll take one of these and those. Yay! Thanks, United States. Before we get going, though, if you would please delicately tap that like button. And if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP and not a fan of spending money you don't have, federal government, go ahead and subscribe to the MoonLambo channel, where despite the fact that I have the stupidest name within the XRP community, and I'm proud of that, we actually talk about serious topics here, and this is a non-hype channel and completely XRP-centric. We talk a little bit about crypto, but it's definitely XRP-centric. Let's dive into this first piece here, though. Republican Congressman Ted Budd called XRP, quote, actual crypto during one of Mark Zuckerberg's testy congressional hearings on Libra Global Coin. Ripple has been a staunch supporter of regulations in the space and has been an important entity that sort of acted as a conciliator between the cryptocurrency industry and the lawmakers. The firm's move to launch an office in D.C. is undoubtedly a strategic one, especially in light of Telegram's ICO being paused by the SEC and the mounting regulatory threat of Facebook's Libra. And so I reported a couple ICOs that ran into trouble. One of them, and I can't remember if this was Telegram, but definitely one of them raised $4 billion, billion with a B, and got charged $24 million. Like, did they even notice that money was gone? $4 billion, it was $24 billion. Now, of course, it's a global thing, so that was just the amount that would have been under the purview of the SEC. So there you go. That's why it's a small quantity. But still, it's just like, swatted a fly. Ripple had hired Ron Hammond as the manager of government relations earlier in September this year to ramp up its advocacy efforts with regulators in Washington, D.C. Interestingly, Hammond previously served as a legislative assistant for Rep. Warren Davidson, where he led the drafting of the Token Taxonomy Act, which I have covered a number of times on the MoonLambo channel. The former political advisor had expressed his excitement for the Token Taxonomy Act and stated, quote, I have been with Ripple. You know, I have been meeting with a lot of folks from both the sides of the aisle. And by the way, I read this earlier and I was like, so either this guy had a stroke while he was talking or crypto media quoted this guy wrong. It's one or the other. So let me read this again. I have been with Ripple. You know, I have been meeting with a lot of folks from both the sides of aisle. Both the sides of aisle. Now, I admit, he may have had a stroke mid-sentence and then continued talking. I'm going to guess, and I didn't fact-check this before recording because I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to spend my time doing that. But I'm guessing it's crypto media who is improperly quoting. But I'm going to read it like it is. So I've been with Ripple. You know, I have been meeting with a lot of folks from both the sides of aisle in both the House and the Senate. And the idea is, you know, shaping the narratives of hearings or whatever it be for input on legislation. And so at least within my new capacity, it's been really exciting to engage in those folks and be really, really active and focusing solely on stuff like the Token Taxonomy Act, making sure we can get that legislation through in some form or fashion, whether it be getting through the standalone through amendment. And then the piece continues. On the stage of San Francisco Blockchain Week 2019, Hammond said that many candidates for 2020 U.S. elections supported the Token Taxonomy Act and stated that the lawmakers initiating a dialogue about the industry was indeed a big step up for the cryptocurrency and digital asset space. And I'm not going to cover the Token Taxonomy Act in this video. I've talked about it ad nauseum, at least that's how it feels to me. But by and large, I'm for it. And right now, I know you can't see me because I'm not on camera, but I am giving a thumbs up. I'm literally giving a thumbs up right now, even though you cannot see me. That's how serious I am about this. By the way, side note, at some point I do suspect I'm going to set up a proper, home studio and then be on video for all of my videos moving forward. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I've always thought in the back of my mind, like, that would be a reasonable progression within this channel. And I don't know if that means I put like a little box in the corner, as I'm scrolling through, or if there would be, full screen MoonLambo in all of his glory, and you can check out my very handsome jawline. And because you're going to want to see that, of course. That's why most people will flock to the channel. Definitely, I'll get more subscribers. And so maybe I'll do that. Maybe it'll be like full screen, and then we'll cut away to this, the actual articles that I'm covering, this and that. I'm not really sure. I haven't figured that out. I don't know. We'll see. You can tell me what you think below. But I do plan to get to a point where it's not me just doing the screen capture thing. But, all good things in time. So check out this last quote. There's a lot of 2020 candidates actually on the legislature who supported token taxonomy, like Andrew Yang, Eric Swalwell. I think I said that right. But who knows? Actually, with crypto media, Swalwell, maybe that first W doesn't belong there. Maybe it's Solwell. I don't know what to trust. I don't even know what to believe anymore. I don't even know what to do with my hands. What am I doing here? And if I were on video, though, you could see me making gestures with my hands. So, assuming it's right, Eric Swalwell, who's now out, and then Tusley Gabbard, which also sounds like a made-up name. So it's exciting to see that risen to the attention that the president, as well as his tweets, and again, it's an education thing. We are working on it, and I'm really excited. The D.C. office in Ripple now is going to be engaging with regulators on Capitol Hill. Check out this, though. Next piece. This is from XRP Twin, @Ferdy on Twitter. Ferdi. Go check this dude out. He's a good dude, man. I was messaging him back and forth with him, and I should have tried to find the picture. He put out this cool picture. It was like he put Ripple employees over the bodies of like. I hope I'm doing just justice if you're listening, Ferdy. If I'm butchering like what this actually is what you did, because I know you said it took you and your friend that you worked on this with like 2 weeks to put this together, and I'm probably butchering it. And I don't have the picture on the screen. But you put together, there was like a bunch of superheroes, and they put, you might have seen this. Brad Garlinghouse's face was on one of the superheroes, and David Schwartz, and then a bunch of names of the XRP community all around it. I think it was out before I even started my YouTube channel, so it was a little bit ago, and I didn't realize it was XRP Twin, but I was messaging back and forth a little bit. He caught me at a time when I was mapping out my videos, and so I had a few messages back and forth this afternoon, and I was like, oh, that was you, and it was amazing, so check this out. This guy, whose Coil blog is on the screen right now, he actually had dinner, he and his wife had dinner with David Schwartz and David Schwartz's wife in Amsterdam. How about that? And he gave him a picture, a copy, an actual framed copy of the picture, and he shared the pictures with me. It's really cool stuff. So anyway, so Ferdy sent me some questions a little while back, pertaining to like what I'm doing with my YouTube channel, and just questions about XRP and Ripple and that type of stuff. And so I answered all of them. And eventually, and I apologize, I get overwhelmed with information. It took me a long time to get back. I'm very sorry, Ferdy, but it is overwhelming. But anyway, I ultimately got back, and so he covered, he wrote this blog covering me and a bunch of others within the XRP community. So here's at Mr. Level Up. I cover him fairly regularly. He's a XRP chart analyst. So you got Kung Fu Nerd. Who else you got here? Michael Zischek. You got giving a thumbs up there because XRP's cool. We all know that. And then you got, oh man, here we go. Drop it like it's hot as MoonLambo up in the house. There we go. And there's that's a picture of me right there. This is what my face looks like. It's an orange Lamborghini on the moon. That's what my face looks like. No, actually, I'm not actually even trying to hide my identity. Like, if some of you know, like, even before I launched the channel, I'd put up pictures of myself and Moonbay on Twitter. So it's like, there's no secret here. But I happen to not be showing my face in video yet. But I think I'm a progressive guy, like I said. So I want to read just this little bit, because I appreciate being covered here. I want to read this little bit that Ferdy wrote about MoonLambo. And it says, 10,900 followers, 448 vidders. That's not a word. Words are hard. 10,900 followers at the time. Actually, I'm up to like 12,600, and this is actually an opportunity for me to say thank you very much. I really appreciate. The channel's been growing like crazy and consistently. It seems like every month I'm getting roughly 2,000 or so new subscribers, and it blows my simple little mind, and I am endlessly appreciative because this is my most favoriteest hobby I've ever had. I look forward to researching Ripple and XRP, everything in the space pertaining to XRP, and putting these videos together every day, and it just means the world to me that it's struck a chord and people are enjoying what I'm putting out there. So it's very sincere thank you. So anyway, let's jump into the piece. MoonLambo, I was looking forward to writing about Matt. That's me, I'm Matt. He began creating YouTube videos at the end of 2018. The channel was already created a year prior, but MoonLambo decided to first learn a little bit about cryptocurrencies before becoming an influencer. He is here for the long haul. Now, okay, just to be clear, I didn't set out to become an influencer. This, just to be clear, that would be kind of like a cocky move, right? I just started making videos, and after 6 months, I only had like 200 subscribers. It took a long time to get traction, but eventually I had some hit videos, more or less, in quotation mark, hit videos, and got some traction, and then just started going from there. But I was just going to keep doing the stuff regardless. And I will say this, I regret not starting the channel a little bit sooner. I'm glad I paused, because I started the channel at the end of 2017. I had been in crypto for like a month and a half or something like that. It was too soon. I had more to learn, and I also wanted to make sure like it was a true passion. Like I felt it in my heart, like I really believed it, but I was like, just in case it goes away, I'd feel silly if I started something and didn't follow through. So I tapped the pause button, but didn't launch the channel until almost an entire year later. I kind of wish I had done it a little bit sooner, but it's okay. We're here. MoonLambo feels at the top of his game. He is notably... his words, not mine. He is notably excited and interested in particular content and articulate what he is thinking in a succinct manner, like every video. He covers XRP news, not technically, as he shares like every video. 3 things you need to know about MoonLambo. He wants you to delicately tap that like button. Now, that is a cold hard fact, by the way. You do not smash it. You will anger me. You want to see me when I'm angry. I'm kidding. I don't really get mad. You are not allowed to break it, and if you are a fan of Ripple/XRP, you came to the right place. Just subscribe. And I do say something along those lines in every video, pretty much. Another pet peeve is when MoonLambo is paraphrasing a journalist that mistakenly uses XRP instead of Ripple and/or Ripple instead of XRP. He will make it clear that a proofreader needs to be fired, in parentheses he writes, joking, and that it is wrong. I like that, all caps. Also clear, do not buy or sell because of anything Matt says or writes. He is not a financial advisor. That would be a very, 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 very bad idea. Ferdy, I don't want to be too critical here, but that's 4 varies more than I say at the end of each video. I'm just saying. I'm teasing. As for what will be a catalyst for Ripple/XRP, in terms of XRP price action, there's clearly a frenzy around the entire asset class. MoonLambo does not suspect there will be one particular news article that will launch XRP price. Rather, he believes that people have confidence to hold XRP because of the seemingly endless flow of good news and positive developments. And I will add to that, real utility. That really matters. It's simply the continuation of real-world adoption of Ripple technology and XRP that matters. To share how fast things can go in the XRP YouTube country, in early June, MoonLambo had about 200 subscribers, and just 4 months later, he now has almost 11,000 subscribers. So, Ferdy, thank you very much. I'm beyond flattered the fact that you would cover me in your blog. I very much appreciate it. Thank you for the exposure, and shout out to you, good sir. All right, next here, we got this here. I'm going to be real quick on this because I don't want this video to go too long, but some of you saw a video I posted yesterday. It was titled, XRP YouTuber Says I'm Misleading You. You should check it out. I think it's a pretty fun video. It's a little long, admittedly, longer than usual for me now. I've done a pretty good job of getting more in like the 10 to 20 minute range for videos. This one I think is more like 24 minutes. If you have the time, I think you'll enjoy. I have a good lively debate going with a fellow XRP YouTuber, Jade, the XRP Martian. He believes that XRP price is not correlated to Bitcoin, and I say that it is. I also say that it's not a strong correlation. And so part of what started this is, and I'll read this tweet real quick, but I think he had a misunderstanding of my actual position. But let me read this. He wrote, MoonLambo, it's becoming a trigger here, and you say that XRP is correlated to Bitcoin. They're so not correlated that over the last 100 days, their correlation has been negative. Check link. Please stop sharing this misleading opinion with your viewers. And to me, like, this is all, like, from my perspective, and I made this very clear in the last video, to me this is fun. Like, I really engaging in just a thoughtful dialogue, critical thinking. I like my ideas to be challenged. I don't just, because, look, my ideas are not formed on a whim. They're not based on emotion, and if I'm not firm on something, I will cite that. I'll say, here's what I believe so far, but I'm not completely sure. Or if I just don't know something, I will factually state I don't know. I don't have an ego where I have to pretend to know everything on the planet. But if I do know something and I have a firm opinion, it is because I've researched it. Doesn't mean I'm always right. If I'm wrong, just point it out, and I'm happy to admit that, because I don't want to be wrong. I can stop being wrong if you point it out, and I learned that. As I said in my last video on this topic here. But to me, it's just a really fun conversation here. And so I encourage you to check that out. And he said that here's a tweet from him down here. He was having trouble. Yeah, check this out. So he's going to have a video out today. I look forward to checking it out. But he wrote, between my laptop auto-updating, because he's going to have this video response, between that, in the middle of my first attempt, that would suck, laptop auto-updating, and then it blows the attempt. My second attempt sound not being audible, and now remembering to change OBS video format to MKV to render in Resolve. I'm just having a blast. But no worries, I'll have my response video out this evening. So again, I look forward to checking it out. I just thought I'd give it a quick plug here if you want to check it out. I think the conversation back and forth is a lot of fun. And if you think I'm wrong about anything, like, I'm happy to talk. I like to be challenged, because to me, like, I enjoy debates, but only if they're done in a way that it's, because look, there's a difference between an argument and a debate. Arguments suck, because then emotion gets into it and people get offended, this and that. Oh, my feelings are hurt. Well, I don't like that crap, but also sometimes people can be pricks, so I get that too. That's not what's going on here, though. I just think it's fun to just critically think through stuff. So if you think I'm wrong, that's fine. Like, I don't get offended if people think I'm wrong about something, but tell me why you think I'm wrong, and let's have a discussion. I just want to get people thinking about things as it pertains to XRP and the everything around it in the ecosystem. All right, last piece in this video. United States national debt hits $23 trillion, over $1 million per Bitcoin. The United States national debt is now over $23 trillion, according to website US Debt Clock. It is also worth noting that the debt per United States citizen is $69,724, and that the debt to gross domestic product ratio is 106.65%. That is freaking outrageous. That is outrageous. Oh my God. You know what? You know what I'm going to say? That grinds my gears, it burns my biscuits, and it steams my vegetables simultaneously. That's too much! MoonLambo can't handle it. The milestone has been pointed out on November 1st by Bitcoin advocate Twitter personality Rhythm, who also said that every dollar of U.S. national debt is, in fact, a reason to buy Bitcoin. Another user presented another interesting take, adding, quote, "There's more than 1 million debt per 1 Bitcoin." And look, whatever you think about the cryptocurrency asset class just in general, I mean, it's because look, the maxis, I get it. If you're a Bitcoin maxi, you probably think that eventually all fiat currencies are going to go away, or you might think that, or the U.S. dollar, or this or that. Look, all I'll say to this end is I don't know what's going to happen. Look, United States is in trouble in terms of debt. This will not end well. You guys do understand that, right? Like, this absolutely will not end well. And this seems to be like, I'm a huge fan of the digital asset investor, and this seems to be like the rally cry of his channel. It seems to I'd say it's like a core theme of his particular channel. I touch on it from time to time, but yeah, he talks about it in depth, and I very much agree with his stance on that particular topic. It's insane what is happening. And that's why, to me, because you can look like it makes sense to invest in index funds historically long term. I also think we're in a bubble there. You're in a housing bubble. You're in a student debt bubble. That's gonna pop. It's all gonna pop. All of these bubbles will pop. And then I look at crypto, and it's not in a bubble. It was in a bubble at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. It popped. And look, because understand that if an entire asset class is in a bubble, that alone is not an indicator that it's something that's just going to go away or shouldn't exist. Legit asset classes, look at the housing bubble that popped in 2008. This happens in literally every single asset class. It happened to gold within the last decade. It happens to every single asset class, and so it happened to crypto. Crypto's been in a bubble multiple times. And it popped, but right now it isn't. And that's fascinating. You've got all these bubbles out there, and then you've got cryptocurrencies, which most people don't understand, and I think in particular XRP is substantially undervalued, but It is what it is. But I better wrap up this video. It's probably going longer than I intended. Whoopsie-doodles. But thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the MoonLambo!